everyone, welcome back to Amiable Sloth. Now, I know I haven't been active in a long time, and I'm very sorry about that. Because of this small thing called copyright, we can't really do any other reaction type things. Copyright's always a bit too tight for that. So instead, what I'm going to be doing is still talk about TV and series because, you know, that's what I spend most of my life doing, to be honest. But what we're going to be doing is kind of character analysis, episode breakdowns, especially when sort of new series of things come out, and kind of quizzes with my friends about characters, see how much they know about this and that. So one of the first videos that I wanted to make was on one of my favourite characters ever, and the character is Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. If you haven't watched The Witcher, go to Netflix right now, watch it, it's amazing. I wanted to do a kind of video on why do we like Geralt so much, because he is a grump. And if you were to meet him in real life, I don't think you'd really like him that much. But because we're watching him, we just love him. And everybody who's watched The Witcher, who I know, really likes Geralt. I don't want to speak for everyone, but quite a lot of people like Geralt. So I'm going to work from the outside to the inside. First of all, one of the things why we really like The Witcher as a series is probably to do with the world that it's set in, because it is an amazing world. It's got really cool monsters and landscape, but also one reason why we might like The Witcher specifically is because his appearance is very interesting. He has orange eyes, which is something that we as humans, like, nobody has, and white hair, so he's a very distinctive look. You'd be slightly in awe of them. It's quite a striking look, and one in which people sort of respect him. And also his costume design is incredible. The type of armor he has, it's kind of got spikes in it, and it's kind of silver and black. Black has connotations with kind of death and maybe evil, and silver as well, like silver bullets, another monster hunting reference. It's a very stylized look which brings connotations of mystery and power and a darkness which could be slightly overshadowing. First impressions are really important when forming an opinion of anybody, especially a character. Your first impressions often define how you view that person / character. Geralt has a very strong opening. It's the first couple of minutes of the series and he is killing a monster. This huge spider type monstrosity that's probably one of the biggest monsters that he kills in the series. I know, you know, the Striga is probably like a better kill, but I mean, it's definitely very striking, sudden opening, and it forms this opinion of a very strong, capable warrior. And who doesn't love a warrior, you know? It gives you this opinion of Geralt as this skilled person. The opening is just this real sudden strike at you, displaying him in his best element. Another thing that really attracts people to Geralt is that he's a lone wolf. He doesn't really want anybody with him, which I think is quite attractive to a screen character, because we see, you know, Marilka, she gets pushed away, Renfri dies, and Jaskier also gets kind of pushed away consistently. Kind of almost Aragorn-like character is a very attractive one to people. He is a strong, capable warrior who has learned that it's better to be by himself through bitter experience. And I think that that is a very attractive thing to people who, I mean, we all want our characters to go through pain. But anyway, he does have a very good relationship with one person, his horse, Roach. He brings that horse everywhere. He loves that horse so much. And I think that brings out a kind of tenderness in him and a softness in him that we don't really see anywhere else very much. You know, it gives him more depth as a character. Another reason why we love Geralt is that he has this light humor.
It's my singing.
It's like ordering a pie and finding it has no filling.
He just makes you smile, you know, he just makes you smirk a little bit sometimes. And again, this 3D nature, you maybe see him, this lone wolf, strong, capable warrior who is more than happy to make a sarcastic, witty comment about somebody who's traveling with him. Characters that make you smile make you really like them. He has a very humorous relationship with Jaskier, and I think that's one that people really love to watch. Geralt and Jaskier interacting is probably one of the best relationships in the show, and I would say that makes a lot of people like him more as well, because he has this kind of counterpart which is much lighter, much funnier, and I think that the contrast between the grumpy, kind of darker, and the light, happy counter brings him out of the depths of solitude and grumpiness that we kind of see him in the first episode, which, although is fairly attractive, I would say watching him bully Jaskier is just great. Also, Geralt, although he is solitary, very quiet person, he is generally quite good to people. He doesn't judge people, he doesn't look down on peasants, but equally he doesn't pay much respect to the people above him. He is very morally strong and he'll stick to it. He treats everyone as equals, which I think is really refreshing to see this, especially when you have a kind of medieval setting. Geralt doesn't treat women and men any differently. Although he is this strong, skilled, capable warrior who always tries to do the right thing, has a strong moral compass, he isn't infallible. He makes mistakes. He does things he regrets, and I think that this is probably the most important thing. When he goes and kills Renfri, that's something that haunts him and stays with him and that he regrets. It shows that he isn't infallible, that he can make mistakes, and I think that is a really important thing for a character to be able to have, but also I think for him to be able to know that he isn't perfect, and I think that's why he is such a great character, because he has this enormously strong personality. He has lots of sides to him that are quite appealing and attractive, as well as the whole lone wolf thing. We begin to see that actually he doesn't always want to be a lone wolf. I think that's what makes him such a great character and such an attractive one. But share your thoughts down in the comments below and we can really discuss this, because I think it's a really interesting point. Why do we like Geralt so much? But I've just laid out a couple of ideas, but feel free to comment and add your ideas. I'd love to get a discussion going about this, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.